Welcome to the Rec Center and exciting boys non-conference hockey. I'm John Fromm along with Charlie McChesney, the head girls hockey coach here at St. Louis Park. We're excited to bring you the game tonight. Charlie, the Knights and the Orioles formerly were in the North Suburban against each other. What do you have for expectations tonight?
You know, we played these guys last year when I was a part of the boys program, and based on last season, I would guess it's going to be a physical game. I know Irondale likes to throw their weight around a little bit, and I would guess could be potentially be a low-scoring game too. Both teams have goaltenders that have been playing pretty well. You know, it sounds like the Irondale might be starting someone new tonight, but over the last couple games here, our goaltender Connor Clares is starting to get a little locked in, and you know, when he's in that zone, he can stop a lot of rubber.
Well, good lead in as well, Charlie. And as I mentioned, Charlie's the head girls hockey coach here at St. Louis Park in his first year. But he's a 2000 graduate of Park, and we're going to make sure to talk a little bit during the broadcast about the girls program. Charlie mentioned that indeed there is Connor Clares 2-1 in his last 3 starts with a .915 save percentage. I know he had he's really kept the team in a lot of games, and obviously a really skilled performer. As you take a look at the starting lineups for the Orioles, indeed you're going to see Riley Dvorak out there, number 20, one of the freshmen for St. Louis Park, along with the first unit of Robello, Hopman, and Neudecker. Charlie, that line has really provided a ton of energy and speed, especially on the wings with Neudecker and Robello.
Yeah, it's a group where you can't be fooled by their size. Those kids, they play hard, they throw their weight around, and they're fun to watch. Smart hockey players, all 3 of those boys.
We're really happy tonight on this Thursday to bring you the St. Louis Park Band has joined us again under the direction of Steve Schmidt. We're going to step away momentarily, but if you're watching us live on Thursday night, grab yourself a refreshment, call the friends, and gather around the big screen. We'll be with you momentarily here as the St. Louis Park Band joins you. A stirring rendition of our nation's national anthem brought to you by the St. Louis Park Band. Wish they could be here every game, Charlie. We only get them twice for each sport, but we sure wish we had them more often. Absolutely. I should mention here, the Irondale Knights come in with a 2-9-2 record. As there you take a look at the Orioles, led by Connor Clares, the junior goalie, with an .869 overall save percentage, but quite a bit better recently for the junior. And certainly somebody that's seen a lot of rubber last year as a sophomore as well as this year. And as Charlie just kind of led into, Aaron Steiner going to get the call tonight in net for Irondale, number 29. Now, if you are a Knights fan or have been following them, they have the leading goaltender in the Northwest Suburban, and David Mulligan. Coach Schmidt informed me that he had an injury suffered yesterday in practice. So Aaron Steiner 0-1 on the season, but he is a senior. He did get the start against Osseo Charlie, which is certainly a competitive program as well. And I guess he gave up 4 goals in a game that was 4-3. So I'm sure as a senior especially, he's got to be excited to get this one.
And it looks like he's got the A on his jersey. So you guess he's been around the program for a while and is a little bit of a leader. So even just watching him here in warmups, it looks like he moves pretty well.
As we get ready to drop the puck, Teddy Hopman going to line it up against Marty O'Connell. And for the Knights, wearing the Golden Gopher maroon and gold, they push it into the Orioles zone where Dvorak will try to get things regrouped and started for St. Louis Park. Lamont, O'Connell, and Masonburg, the first unit out there for Irondale. And here's Teddy Hopman, the first line center for Park. Hopman, the only senior out there starting for St. Louis Park. Back to the blue line for the Knights as they chip it into the Oriole zone. See, both teams playing 3 units, it looks like today, from what I've received from Coach Keesley as well as Schmidt. Long home run pass, nobody home here, but it looked like Bauer was able to get a stick on it, so no icing called early on. Here is Lamont with the puck for the Knights. Irondale going to peel their defense unit, and the rest of their forwards change, and the Orioles going to switch it up as well. Here is Will Gleason. Has it taken away momentarily there by Robert Gabler. Gabler 15th, center of the second unit. Battling Esperson and Gleason on the near wall here. Esperson been throwing that weight around a lot recently, Charlie. We had him as the 3rd star of the game last week.
Yeah, that comes as no surprise. I had him on the JV team last year, and yeah, he's not afraid to use that big frame of his.
Yep. And we're going to make sure Charlie mentions a little bit. He knows these kids intimately, not only from his time as a St. Louis Park coach last year, but also from being close friends with Terry Keesley. Behind the Orioles net, the second unit with Moore back there forechecking it, and a nice job as well that time by Plender as he gets a piece of it. Irondale keeping the forecheck pressure on here. Here is Moore going to chip it out to Gabler there. Gabler getting some help as well with Lepart. And the Orioles going to try to make a nice long pass to Will Gleason. Gleason does get a stick on it, I believe. Orioles going to finish their line change as well here. Early on here, 2 minutes gone by in the first stanza. Ooh, nice offensive forecheck with a little elbow thrown there by Teddy Hopman, looked like. Nicely done.
Got a delayed penalty here.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if he got him for the elbow. Yeah, I guess maybe a chip late or a trip. I didn't see that, Charlie. Was that in following up that sequence?
You know, it looks like he just lost his balance, and I don't think it was there was much intent there, to be honest with you. I think he just kind of lost his footing and fell into him. But this is we've seen this a lot early in the season with these boys, where they've taken penalties early, and it's kind of bit them a little bit. So hopefully we can kill this one off here.
St. Louis Park with an 81% kill rate on the year. They've given up 12 goals in 61 opportunities. One of the bugaboos for Irondale has been their power play efficiency, only at 10% on the year. We'll see if they can change that. Follow on the shot from the point was wide, but a nice job on the back door by Tanner Lamont, almost able to rattle that home on the wide shot. As the Knights look forward here with the puck, here's Mauricio down low for them, along with Lamont. Out at the point, you've got Masonburg, number 14. Here is Lamont behind the net, wheeling it to O'Connell for the Knights. O'Connell, first line center, looking for Masonburg out at the point. 14, here is Masonburg, cross-ice to his partner. Thrown towards the net that time by Van Sickle, but nobody home for the Knights.
Orioles are coming out with a pretty aggressive penalty kill here.
Here is Masonburg, wrist shot thrown on net. Charlie, 14, who is their first line left winger, Masonburg, leading scorer for Irondale. He's got 10 of their 32 goals on the season for the junior. They're going to bring their second unit in as St. Louis Park out there with their first PK unit with Newdecker, Rebello. I believe that's, we'll have to take a look, Gaetan, and Plender out there for Park.
That's correct.
Off the face-off win, St. Louis Park does gain control. Plender not able to clear initially. Going to whack it up the near side as well, where Newdecker will pursue with Rebello. Held in by Irondale. Work down low here. Here is Lepart. As the Irondale Knights change up defensively here, as one of their point men rumbles off, as William White will come out for them. Operating behind the St. Louis Park net. Near side here, nice. White. Oh, fans on it momentarily. Rebello and Newdecker will pursue the puck here. Looked like Lexi went down to try to make a block there, and William White not able to hold it in for them. Gaetan pinches up from his D slot, but he's going to get some support from Newdecker. Here is White, number 4, big shot, and a nice high wire act by Clairsey as he throws that glove up and makes a nice save. William White, number 4, he's kind of the senior leader for them, Charlie, on defense. Coach said that he's always plays on the power play, big right-handed shooter. Senior with 5 goals and 3 assists, so we'll watch for number 4 as well out there. O'Connell off the face-off win, just 25 seconds remaining in the power play for Irondale, and it's moved out front, and a nice job by Lamont, and an even better job by Clairs as he comes out a couple feet to cut more of that angle down. O'Connell and Lamont in the corner there, and Dvorak, the freshman, harasses them for a few minutes. Just 5 seconds remaining on the power play. Wrist shot thrown from the point that time, pushed into the corner that time, and the Orioles are going to be at full strength. Anderson out there as well. Here's O'Connell. Wrist shot hits, I believe that hit perhaps one of the Oriole players, it looked like, down low, Brody Ilstrup. And here is Ilstrup operating in his own zone. Orioles at full strength. Here's a possible 3-on-2 break for St. Louis Park. And Kneisel going to gain the zone where he has Hopman with him. Kneisel and Hopman back behind the board to Rempher. Rempher playing his right wing slot. Going to cycle the puck behind the net that time. A nice takeout by O'Connell as he erases Kneisel behind the net. Kneisel again as the Orioles keep possession. Hopman being forechecked or back-checked aggressively by the Knights, and the Irondale going to push it out as Masonberg going to throw it down, but no ice as Irondale changes all 5. The Orioles as well change their forward unit, but here is Plender as he hits the red line. He's just going to slap it in, and for Steiner, he pushes it off to the corner. If you just joined us, Irondale and St. Louis Park, these two were rivals in the North Suburban the last 8 years, I believe. Irondale has switched conferences. They're now in the Northwest Suburban. And here's a possible break for Irondale. Forward pass to Moore. Moore with an angle. Oh, I think that hit off the post, did it not?
I believe it did.
We had a little clang, and it looks like we're going to have a slash called on possibly St. Louis Park. Moore had just a step there, Charlie, and he really seemed to pursue with some speed, the sophomore winger.
Yeah, I think what we're seeing here, just like we said before, is Irondale's coming out and playing physical and kind of really dictating the flow of play right now. Kind of put it on us a little bit. We got to kill another one here and get this momentum back. Let our skill take over a little bit.
So after the Orioles killed one penalty, the Knights go back on the power play here at 11:35. Same first unit out there for St. Louis Park kill. And there's a nice forecheck by Rebello. Newdecker with a race to the puck, and here is Bauer. Newdecker, a shot in the goal short-handed, Charlie. Putting his 14th goal of the year, and Bauer Newdecker, a little help from Rebello as well, and utilizing that big speed.
I don't think that's Bauer's. Personally, I've seen him score 2. He scored 2 against Minneapolis to get us back in the game that we won in overtime, and it's just, like I said, those little guys, they move pretty quick. Take advantage of their skill and speed there. We mentioned Bauer's 14th of the season to go with 11 assists. He was the leading scorer last year as a freshman, and so Orioles with a shorthanded goal. And Newdecker going to throw it off the boards and all the way down to relieve some pressure here as well. As we mentioned, Irondale now in the Northwest Suburban. They tied Osseo on Tuesday night 2-2. Coach seemed to be pretty happy with their performance. Adam Schmidt, 4th-year coach for the Knights. Wrestled into the corner here, St. Louis Park harassing one of the Irondale players as well. Robello with a stick on that. And here is Lamont, cross-ring pass diagonally. Hard slap shot thrown on net, clears, he gets the left pad down, rebound. Lamont has it, trying to stuff it perhaps. Another diagonal attempt goes nowhere. And another wrist shot thrown on net, clears, he get a piece of that, and most importantly, no rebound on that as Lamont was camped on the back door there, Charlie. I tell you, I've seen him in practice, shot on him myself. You're not going to beat Connor Clares on a straight shot. You got to get traffic in front. You're going to have to hope for a rebound. Because if he can get a look at it, if he can track the puck, he's going to make the save. Well put, and obviously the puck goes back to the point. Clares, he's going to get that clean with the stick and redirect into the corner there as Fuhr throws that on net. Cycled into the corner again. Here's Moore, who almost scored already, getting some help from Lamont. Moore and Lamont both on the weak side here playing catch with each other. Thrown to the point. Nicely caught by Anderson, who sweeps it down below. Ilstrup harassing. Only 40 seconds remain on the power play. Shallow angle shot goes nowhere, but Lamont going to get the rebound and push it to Moore. Moore again playing catch with Lamont. Ilstrup harasses him on the near side here. Here is Gleason going to finish a check. Nice pad save, and Brody Ilstrup going to shoot that out, but he does not break it out completely. Held in again, and Esperson just going to chip it up the near wall, but nobody home here, and Irondale going to keep it in. 10 seconds remaining in the power play as the Irondale Knights, with their second power play of the first period here, trying to get on the board. Here is Moore, cross-angle pass, nobody home as he tried to backdoor that one to Mariucci. And St. Louis Park kills again, but the Knights are going to steal it in front here. Nice job by Ilstrup, going to get a hand on that
And as he did a lot in the baseball season, Connor Clare uses that high glove and makes a nice center field grab on that one, Charlie.
I think Irondale moved the puck pretty well on that power play, but really didn't generate a lot of scoring opportunities despite being able to move the puck. Not a lot of shots in that last minute and a half there.
Yeah, and I know they seem to use Masonberg almost at the top of the umbrella there on the first unit, but he didn't really get many opportunities either. And as you mentioned, a couple of shots from the point, it looked like Connor had a pretty good angle on. So Orioles got to be happy, and Coach Keesley, Claire's going to drop the right pad down and use the stick to gather it here at 9:19. St. Louis Park, as we mentioned, we had them last week against Kennedy, a really good game. You probably heard about it or saw it, Charlie, where the Orioles were up 3-1, and Kennedy did come back. Orioles will get a chance later on in the season.
Yeah, I was here for that one. That was it was a great game, or a great game for 2 periods, but they just kind of put the pedal to the metal, and
yeah,
we let them get right back in it after taking a lead in that one.
Absolutely. Orioles here with Ilstrup out there. Micah Anderson, 33 on pursuit from his left wing angle for Park. Here's Borderwick behind the net. Patrick going to check one of the players and work it down low. He's checked up momentarily. I think Irondale's going to get saddled with a trip here.
We'll take that one.
I don't know if Patrick pulled the dive play there, but his older brother Jack would have been happy with him going down and getting the Orioles on a power play here.
And it looks like, I know that was our second line out there, so it looks like we'll have our first unit out for this power play. See if we can move the puck around here a little bit and get some good chances. And
not knowing a lot about Irondale, as neither you or I do, I think that's a big loss for them, as William White, their best defenseman, gets sent to the box at 8:49 here. Hopman on the draw here as he's going to lace it up against Lepart. And a nice clean win, and Anderson going to chip it out for Irondale. So we'll see if St. Louis Park, who already has one shorthanded goal, and here is Neudecker, cross-rink pass, and Robella with some speed beats Anderson. Stop and go move at the blue line here as the Orioles try to spread out. Neudecker on the near side at the point, looking diagonally as he's got Hopman over there. As the top, Neudecker moves as he and Gleason switch spots. Neudecker with a beautiful move, goes forehand, backhand, and almost chipped in front, and Hopman got that 2 feet out of the air and knocked it in, I think.
That's what you get when you're out there playing with Bowers. He draws a lot of attention. You play with your head up, you got good hands. You got two guys crashing on him, which leaves Teddy back door to bang that in. That's a nice play.
And besides the move, which of course you can see the skill level as he beats the defenseman Moriuccio there, Dominic Moriuccio. But then, we couldn't tell whether he was going to go forward, backwards, or even maybe try to stuff it. And I was just impressed with the hand-eye of Hopman able to whack that out of the air on the backside too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Teddy's gonna pick up his fair share of points just playing on that line.
That's Teddy's 7th of the year, and I believe the only going to have assists to Neudecker, as well as I think Gleason gets one here. And I guess most importantly, the Orioles, besides killing off 2 penalties, Charlie, get a shorthanded goal and a power play goal here. And I know special teams, obviously something you emphasize, but also Coach Keesley wanting to make sure he gets that tightened up and controlled as they move closer to the playoffs.
Yep, I saw their practice yesterday, and I know they were working a little PK drill, and obviously that's paying off tonight already.
Well, and it's really nice to have a lot of those wings with such great vertical speed as well, that when you run that forecheck, you can have those guys pinch in aggressively.
Absolutely.
So 7:45 remaining in the first period. These two teams last year, just a little history as well. St. Louis Park won both games last year, 3-2 and 5-2 here at the Rec Center. And the previous year, they were both 1-goal games. I believe they're 4-4 against each other the last 4 seasons. Hopefully this can be a rivalry that continues. I think Coach Schmidt would like to see that as well. So Gaetan off the faceoff, not able to hold it in. A 2-on-1 opportunity, and here is Meistenberg. Cross-ring pass. O'Connell tried to do a 360, and I don't know if Gaetan harassed him just enough, but he stops the opportunity there. I don't know how he fed that pass through, but Meistenberg got it to O'Connell there. Here is Gaetan, junior blue liner, gets it over to Esperson, the senior. They play catch behind the Oriole net. Diagonally thrown out front, and a break this time for Owens as he gets it to Esperson. Esperson goes really high off the glass, but unfortunately, Charlie, as a coach, what did you see there which you don't want to see?
Well, you know what? I like the play where Riley goes up to the middle and up to Nicky Owens, who goes back to the defenseman to find some extra space. I like that, and I think the big man was just a little too strong there, trying to get it high off the glass and get a change.
Yeah, and maybe he thought that blue line was colored red, and he was more at center ice. But that is going to be an icing on St. Louis Park. Knights control. Jack Moore behind the St. Louis Park net as the second unit out there, as well as Jake Fuhr. No relation to Grant Fuhr, by the way, in case you're an old Edmonton Oilers fan. Cross rink to Rebello, St. Louis Park. Rebello with a give and go play. He's got it to Dvorak, 20, going on the forehand, and Riley throws it on net, but Steiner able to get a piece of that. Wasn't sure as a right-handed shooter if he was going to drop that on his backhand, if he had much out front, but always good to see a shot put on net by your defenseman, and nice to see Lexi giving it up to him there.
Well, I think as a ninth grader, I think in a year or two you see him quick take that to his backhand and get a quick shot off. It's smart play by a ninth grader. I think as he gets a little more accustomed, he'll make the play there and get on his backhand for a quicker shot. Good
point there. William White back on defense as he's going after Neudecker. Neudecker's cross rink pass, nobody home here, and Moore going to pick it up. A nice back check by the Oriole forwards. Unfortunately for them, it is picked up by Gabler. Gabler with a little soft backhand on net, and Dvorak going to pick up the pieces behind the Oriole net. Rebello backhands that to center ice, where it's going to be thrown back down again by Chamberlain. 20 Chamberlain for the Knights, also a freshman. Only two freshmen playing in this game. He's kind of their number 2 defenseman, number 20. He plays with White out there, so this is Chamberlain using his feet. Uses the skate to get it to a partner, and here is Ilstrup again, just going to gain the line there, but an offside, I believe, Kneisel a little bit out front.
I think we'll take that whistle there. The young guys are having a hard time getting the puck deep in their zone.
Yep. And if you just joined us, we're honored tonight to have Charlie McChesney on the call as the color man. He dons the headset for one of the first times, and we're hoping that's something in the future. He is the head girls hockey coach here at Park. We're going to make sure we take some time to talk about his experiences coaching youth hockey for years up in the Armstrong Cooper system, and also his insight on the girls this year. So stick with us in the intermission here. Nikki Owens, one of the captains for Park, going to win the draw, and it's thrown in by St. Louis Park. Indeed, Plender going to pinch up from his D slot and nicely holds it in as he's harassing two of the Knight players. Mauricio not able to break it out, and Kneisel holds in. Looks like Owens here cross rink. Nobody home as he tries to find Gleason. Gleason, as the Orioles continue to battle the Knights. Anderson on the back check for Irondale. Here's Kneisel, the senior. The Orioles trying to cycle behind the net there, and they do finish the change. Most importantly, they get Lexi Rebello out there for St. Louis Park.
And I think, John, Gleason left with an injury there. I don't think it was an energy thing. It looks like he's grabbing for his stomach. He might have took a little shot there.
Okay, good insight there. I didn't really follow that, but that's why we've got the guiding light of girls hockey on board here. Thrown out front, possible opportunity, thrown on net by O'Connell. And Connor had to really react quickly, just got a small part of that, and it goes wide. Oh, and here again is a possible break. Lamont going to circle the wagons behind the net, thrown out front, but Hopman going to pick it up there. So good opportunity for Irondale. Hills Hopman with some speed. Teddy still maintains the puck, goes to the backhand in a high chip, and he almost got it up high enough over the shoulder there. St. Louis Park going to hold it in here with Dvorak. Yeah, it was a really good opportunity. I didn't think Teddy was going to get that much of an angle, or perhaps when he dipped his shoulder, he almost had a chance to get it in there too.
You know, Teddy's been making something out of nothing these last few games here. It's in this program, I think, probably one of the biggest surprises as far as where he's at right now, what he's doing, and how much he's contributing. One of the hardest working kids I've ever coached, I think.
Well, that's a good insight, and I know he's really grown a lot since 10th grade, and as a senior leader, they need him. Neudecker thrown out front, caught. I don't know if Lexi wanted to let that go through or not, or was trying to redirect, but icing going to be whistled on Irondale as we're under 4 minutes here in the first period. We mentioned St. Louis Park and Irondale, longtime conference rivals. Irondale in one of the stranger districts in the state, as kind of similar to what Armstrong Cooper is. Irondale is in the same district with Mounds View. They've really never been in the same conference, but kids can kind of go to either school. So they do lose some players in different sports, especially basketball. Here is O'Connell, and nice to see Gleason back for St. Louis Park here.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, so whatever it was, hopefully minor. In the boards, Owens and Esperson battling on that far wall here. Gabler going to harass out front, and O'Connell chipped ahead, and Park going to start things the other way here. Borderwick with a nice move. Not sure if he toe dragged that, but Patrick going to do a 360 spin, and he hits the boards hard as Dominic Mauricio takes him out. Backhand pass, nobody home there, and unfortunately Lamont just going to pick that up in a little, looks like a 2-on-3 here as Irondale going to finish the change in a high wire act, and that almost hits one of the flags up high here. Hopefully we'll be adding some more flags in the future here at the rec center, as there's quite a few adorned.
Yeah, I'd like to see some of these 40s and 50 ones replaced with some 2000s, some current ones would be nice.
Well, we should mention, besides, longtime St. Louis Park player Ethan Bond on your staff, you've had Lisa Martinson, David's sister, as a helper this year, and what a great bloodline, and I know you're thrilled to have such a all-park staff as well.
Yeah, I don't think it was necessarily by design. We just got lucky to have some great coaches who happen to be from Park who wanted to continue to be part of the program. So it's been a great experience so far, especially working with those two. A little bit younger, so it's been fun seeing them grow as coaches.
Well, and a lot of nice youth as well on the staff. You're the old man at 32. Wow, I feel very old next to you today. So, but I haven't hit 50. We have to say that. So. Just 2:30 remaining in the first stanza. It looks like Neudecker operating with the right-handed shooter, going to chip it down low as they try to cycle it. He and Rabello. Anderson being harassed by Rabello. Rabello some contact from the side here. Slap shot flutters high from Ilstrup here, and William White unable to break it out as well here. So St. Louis Park looks like they've gained some momentum since the 2 kills and the shorthanded power play goal.
I think they got their forecheck working a little bit here.
Yeah.
We're getting pucks deep in their zone, and again we're taking it. I think we got probably a little skill advantage tonight, but they're going to come hard and pressure us, and I think we're reacting to that, and we're seeing the ice tilted in the right direction here.
Absolutely. If you just joined us here on Thursday night, we're going to be replaying this game on Friday evening, the 16th at 10 p.m., as well as Saturday at 1 p.m. on Park 16. Here's Micah Anderson going to try to chip it behind the net. He's got possession. Anderson, 33, gives it to Borderwick, who circles the wagons behind the net. Cross rink pass to Plender. Plender throws it towards the net, but it hits off Troji and goes in the corner. Chipped out front, Mauricio not able to harass Borderwick, and Borderwick with speed beats Mauricio. Dominic, good Italian bloodlines for that young man for the Knights. And Calvin Troji going to shoot it in. Flaherty goes to the backhand, nobody home up that far wall here, but St. Louis Park going to steal that opportunity and chip it as they change 4 out of their 5 regulars. Anderson, the lone Oriole, staying on the shift here as he forechecks. Irondale switches again. Lamont gets it to center ice, and here is Crandall. Ben Crandall, 18, is their third line out here playing now for Irondale. White has it checked off his stick by combination of Neudecker and Anderson. Hotman tries to use that shoulder and go high. O'Connell with speed goes to the forehand. Oh, clears, he uses the glove. Bang, bang, and unfortunately, he got it in the glove. It popped up, and he might have actually accidentally knocked it in, or his teammate might have helped push him in the net, but we're going to have a goal here for Mr. O'Connell here, and Marty O'Connell with his second goal of the year. And unfortunately for the Orioles, Charlie, 47 seconds remaining. We have to give O'Connell some credit, though. He used that speed to get an angle there, and I was surprised he could get it to the forehand to get that shot, but indeed he did.
I think what I like, you got your young defenseman out there who's very confident, very aggressive, and I think the young man from Irondale just made a play there, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and we should mention, he's a senior first-line center for them, so obviously very experienced, and so we'll see if the Orioles can counter here as we're 2-1 here as an even-strength goal. That was the only type of goal we hadn't had. Here's Hotman and Neudecker, one-timer as he tried the wrister, wasn't able to get a lot on it, and we'll see if Esperson trying to hold here. Nice job with the hand-eye coordination there for Riley. Gets a stick on it before White picks it up. Stop-and-go move for White as he finds Masonberg on the far side here. Masonberg erased on almost a sandwich play there as Dvorak with a little contact takes him down. 5 seconds is all we've got. We'll see if Irondale's got time, and that's going to do it for the first period. So, as we rehash the first here before we talk about the girls program, Charlie, 2 good kills for St. Louis Park. I believe the scoring summer, I believe we had Mr. Neudecker gets his 13th of the year on the shorthanded opportunity. I believe Lexi Rabello got an assist on that as it was a partial block there at the blue line. And then the Orioles went on a power play just a minute or 2 later, and for St. Louis Park, they're able to capitalize as well. And And then the Knights' answer in the last 45 seconds is Marty O'Connell gets his second of the year.
Yeah, I think it's good. I'm excited to see how the boys respond here in the second period. I think, much like you said with the Kennedy game, where they had a lead, they're playing well. I think they gave one up late in the second period, I believe, and they kind of took the wind out of their sails. So, I think they controlled the last 7-8 minutes there. So to give one up is tough, but we got to kind of see here I know it's a young team, but this is where you kind of want to see your upperclassmen, your captains, your leaders, kind of step up here and come out firing in the second.
Well, really good insight. And if you just joined us here on Thursday night, that's the voice of Charlie McChesney in his first year as the head girls hockey coach here at St. Louis Park. I was really excited that Charlie could join us here tonight, not only because he could keep me under reins and keep me in control. Well, you don't worry, nobody will hold you to that. But also so we could talk a little bit about taking over for the girls program and the tremendous amount of success you've had. You put a lot of work in last summer taking over for Donnie Williams. Feel free to use a minute or two here and talk about the Oriole way and what you've seen.
Yeah, it's I'm having a good time working with the girls. I think they're having fun, they're working hard. We're seeing a much greater level of commitment this year as far as attendance, doing the off-ice stuff. Really making an effort to improve as individuals, which is obviously going to help us as a team. So it was nice to rally off a few wins early in the season. We've had a tough little stretch here where the girls are still working, they're still showing up. I'd love to maybe steal one down the stretch. We got a really tough schedule.
Boy. Jefferson and Benilde a couple times, I think I saw.
Yeah, we have. So we have a small conference. We have just 3 teams other than us, and all 3 teams are top 20 teams in AA for the state. So it's good for us. It's a good measuring stick to see where we're at now and where we'd like to be eventually. And we played a Chaska Chanhassen team on Tuesday that they kind of put a thumping on us. They got a couple D1 commits on their team, and they're big and fast. And they didn't welcome us to the conference very kindly. We'll just say that. So
right.
We had a chance to rebound on Saturday against Jefferson, and then I think we get Benilde next Tuesday. So nothing but opportunities for them to play some of the best teams in the state, and and really work and prove that they can skate with some of these girls.
So if you're just listening to this, the Orioles and the Red Knights will meet next Tuesday. I believe that's the 20th here at the Rec Center. I apologize, I'm not sure if that's a 6 or 7 o'clock start, but make sure you make your way out. I know you've also been getting some great production from a young lady that I had a chance to see last year in Pee-wees. Talk a little bit about some of your youth with Olivia Mobley and your, what a fantastic job the Gleason girls have done, especially goaltender.
Yeah, it's nice. We actually have some balance. I think a lot of the time you'll see it's heavy with one or two girls getting a lot of the production, but we've had some young girls come in, like you mentioned. Olivia Mobley is a 7th grader who's one of the hardest working kids you'll ever meet, and she's put up some pretty decent points in her first year, as well as newcomer 8th grader Mary Gleason, whose brother we have out here with the boys tonight. So they're just working hard, really, and I think the nice thing is we're seeing the upperclassmen push the younger classmen, and then the underclassmen kind of push right back. So it's just great to see these kids working in practice and improving and just kind of learning from one another.
Well, I just wanted to say on a personal note, I haven't known you necessarily for a long time, Charlie, but my younger son had the opportunity to play under you as a baseball coach. Really enjoyed it. And also, Charlie, besides the involvement he has with the girls program, boys in the past, he's really involved on the community ed front in helping with youth programming. If you've heard that name a lot, obviously he's been around forever, and feel free to just talk about a little bit about what you do during the day with your community ed position, and I find that fascinating too.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm office out of the middle school, which is obviously great for hockey. You had mentioned the two of our younger players, so I think between just about every passing period, I get to see Miss Mobley, and she stops by and sees me on a pretty regular basis. So just kind of great to build those relationships and get to work with the youth players, but.
So all coaches should call Charlie and make sure all junior high kids are
keep them in check. It's nice to know that staying out of trouble, and I don't really worry about that with our group anyway.
Right.
But what I do with Community Ed is I do a lot of after-school enrichment programs. So we've got some clubs running at the middle school, and it's a variety of things from chess. We're doing like outdoor survival this winter.
Oh, great.
I mean, cribbage, bell choir. We got everything under the sun over there at the middle school, and then we also do that at a lot of the elementary schools too after school, which is a fun thing for me. I like it because it's a wide variety. I kind of grew up with the sports, but it's nice to get some dance and some music and study skills, all that stuff we offer in our after school programs.
And I should mention too, what a great concept. If you're an elementary student or a parent watching this game and for some reason you're not aware of it, there's a big website and obviously mailings that go out at periodic times during the year. And Charlie, you feel free to let them know anything else you want before we step away here.
Yeah, no, it's we get our mailer that I would guess go to most of the homes. At least those of you who are listening, and everything that we do, everything we offer is available at slpcommunityed.com as well. So feel free to check out any of those programs I mentioned and a lot more as well.
Well, and let those junior high students know if they need an announcing program after school. I'm available.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
We're going to step away momentarily. Stick with us here on 16. We're live here on Thursday night. Make sure you give a call. We're going to step away. St. Louis Park 2, Irondale 1 after one period here at the Rec Center. Stay with us on 16.
Mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's at 58 years old.
For me, it was heart-wrenching.
It takes a toll on everyone. I mean, it's a depressing disease to watch unfold before your eyes.
You just don't see the person's soul is like gone.
This disease just ravages a family.
It changes your life.
The magnitude of it is indescribable.
Now is the moment. If we work together, we can stop this epidemic.
Contact Bright Focus and learn more.
We are back at the Rec Center. John Fromm along with Charlie McChesney live tonight on Thursday, bringing you tonight's non-conference game with Irondale and St. Louis Park. We had every imaginable goal, Charlie, in the first period. We have the Orioles with a shorthanded goal and a power play and an even strength there in the last minute from Irondale, made it 2-1. And as we head into the long change second period, both teams going to match their first lines against each other.
You know what I love to see here is the young freshman defenseman got beat on that goal late in the first period.
Yeah.
Coach Keesley goes right back to him to start the second. I like his show of faith in the young man here.
That's nice to see for Riley as well too. And for the Knights, they're starting off their same forward unit as we mentioned, and also they've got William White and Zach Van Sickle on defense. I think one of my favorite names when he's paired with Dominic Moriucci, I think I might have a problem pronouncing. So quick face-off here, just 14 seconds into the second period, and Hopman, who had that beautiful goal, I had a chance to talk to his mom about it, and I don't think she saw it, so she's looking forward to the replay. So here's Dvorak, stops and goes. Unfortunately for him, not able to get some momentum. White gonna hold it in there. Here's O'Connell. O'Connell, who's got one so far in the game. And Orioles gonna crack it out here. Zilstrup just chips it ahead to Neudecker. White gonna circle the wagons behind his own net. William White, number 4, with a nice stop and go move, changing directions as well. Cross angle pass moved up to O'Connell. Unfortunately for him, he's got no forward momentum, but he does push the puck up to Lamont. Lamont on a 1-on-4, gonna just hold the puck and try to wait for some help. And unfortunately here, are we going to get saddled with a penalty?
It looks he got Dvorak for a cross check there. Again, I don't think it was intentional by any means. It looks like the player kind of skated right into him, to be honest, but it was right in front of the official, right in front of the other team's bench.
Well, and it was a 1-on-4 there, so Riley's making sure he goes wide, and I think you're right. He probably instigated the contact. Yeah. So for the third time in the game, Irondale going to go on the power play here at 16:06, and indeed their power play unit with Moore out there. And off the face-off win for St. Louis Park, Gleason going to chip it to center ice where the Knights reduce. Orioles have Owens and Gleason out there with Esperson and Gaetan. And for the Knights, here's Moore with the puck. Cross-ring pass thrown out front, almost a redirect by Gabler. Gabler out there as well. And then they also have Chamberlain, the 9th grader. Here's Chamberlain being pursued on a nice forecheck by Owens. Circling the wagons is Moore here. Jack Moore, nice speed as he hits the red line and to the blue line with some speed towards center ice. Oh, nice shot, but not a lot on it, unfortunately for him. And a clean job by, I believe that was Esperson, able to throw it all the way down. 45 seconds elapsed in the power play here. Irondale, as we mentioned, on their third power play of the game, 0 for 2 so far. Moore beats Esperson, gains possession in the St. Louis Park zone. Shot is pushed wide of the net, and St. Louis Park nicely as Esperson got to that puck quick and chips it down. Orioles going to change their forward unit here as Owens peels off and Neudecker joins the party. And oh, Bauer tried to step up here, almost with a steal and another shorty. Here's Rebello. He's got Neudecker out front, and he's nicely taken off the play by O'Connell. So this is that Rebello-Neudecker forechecking unit up front. And here is White as he gains possession past Plender and Neudecker. White stops into the corner, looking for some help. Throws it back to the point this time. O'Connell works it over to to Fuhr. Fuhr pushes it around. Fuhr and Masonberg on the points here. Here is Fuhr, 22. Wrist shot thrown on net. Kind of kept it low, looking for the White redirect. Not able to get it.
Irondale not really able to get set up this time around here. Not a lot of good opportunities again in the power play.
Yeah, and not knowing their team, I realize that Masonberg, they always have him on the point here. Oh, and boy, a one-time, you said that in a beautiful one-time effort. I believe that was number 5, Lapart, who gets credit for the goal there. Matt Lapart, that's his first goal of the year for the junior. That was a one-time effort. I didn't see who passed it to him in the corner.
It almost looked like more of a redirect. I don't even know if he got a swing at that. Looked like Connor kind of caught him off guard, which again doesn't happen very often. So might have hit something in the middle there.
So a power play goal for Irondale puts them 1 for 3 on the night on the power play. And and I had agreed completely with what you were saying right before that, but I'm sorry, we might have jinxed things there. So off the face-off win, Irondale pushes it down with Trohe as their third unit out there. Here's Troji along with Crandall. Crandall back to the point to Moriucci. Crandall behind the net, throws it up the middle, but nobody home here. And indeed, Steiner going to stop it for Moriucci. Oh, Moriucci tries to throw it out front. Oh, off a nice opportunity as Borderwick hits the post on a backhand, and unfortunately for the Knights, Moriucci gave it away right to Teddy Hopman.
Very, very heads-up play by Borderwick going on his backhand there. I love to see that from the junior.
Yeah, and as you know, too, it's the hardest shot for the goalies to see where it's going. So.
Absolutely. Don't give him time to track the puck. Here goes Keenan.
Yep, Kneisel with a possible break. Here is Hopman. He's got Kneisel on the backside. Stops there as he's momentarily taken off the play by Gabler. Knights try to break it out as well. Unfortunately for them, nobody home as Choji not able to bank it out. Oh, Dvorak is erased with a nice check on the far side there. I think that was Anderson who made a beautiful step up on the check there. Gaetan holds it into Neudecker, 360 move, and Bauer almost scores on the weak side. Nicely done with Steiner with the pad.
Nice give and go out of the corner there. Beautiful play.
As that first unit with, as we mentioned for St. Louis Park, Rebello and Neudecker, not the biggest in stature. Here they are again. Rebello throws it out front. I think it hits Anderson's skate. Gaetan going to hold it in where Rebello going to harass William White. And Plender going to forecheck as well, and the Orioles continue to hold it in as Gleason hits the bench. Rebello jumps through a check attempt, and he's going to nicely steal the puck again for St. Louis Park. Here is Neudecker. Going to somehow get that through a cast of legs and arms, Charlie.
Really smart play by Rebello there to get that puck deep and get a change with the long shift here. If they get that puck out, they're in trouble.
It seems like sometimes the undersized forwards, too, when they're back or when they're forward checking, if they're coming from behind, they almost have an advantage. Here is Moore on a breakaway, beats Gaetan. Oh, and a clothesline move, and unfortunately for Jack Moore, he was clotheslined by by Alec Gaetan, a left arm clothesline. Good to see that he's up.
Yeah, that
could have been.
I haven't seen a play like that in a long time, John.
I thought I was watching Dallas Cowboy football from the 70s with Ed Too Tall Jones throwing a clothesline, but
yeah, that might have been more of pass interference than holding, I think.
Yeah, and Gaetan tried to beat him, but Moore, who plays second line, the sophomore, only has a couple goals on the year, but he used that speed to beat Gaetan. And Irondale again, as they have 3 times already, going to go on the power play already for the 4th time of the game, Charlie.
You know, I don't think you're going to see a lot of these Irondale goals on SportsCenter, but boy, do these kids work. And they got some speed, and they just do not. All 3 lines are coming after us pretty hard right now. It's very clear that they're not going to mail it in.
And here is most of their first unit out there is Lamont out there with O'Connell, Masonberg, and White. Here is Masonberg, wrist shot thrown on net. We hadn't called his name much, their leading scorer, but he throws it on net 14 there. And out of their first 2 units, as the Orioles are a pretty young team, Lamont and Masonberg, Moore, Gabler, and Fuhr are all underclassmen, so they will be back for Irondale. Here is Masonberg off the faceoff win. Misses wide for the Knights. And the Orioles going to get it to center, where O'Connell going to try to get some help from Masonberg. Oh, a nice job by Rebello getting a stick on that possible breakout play. And Lexi keeps harassing William White as he has all game with a forecheck here. O'Connell with speed. Let's see if he sets things down in the zone here. Doesn't have a lot of help. Looked like it was a pass out front. I'm not sure if he was expecting a one-time shot, but I don't believe that Lamont really got anything on that. Here is Lamont. 1:10 remaining in the power play. Knotted at 2 here as the Orioles jump to a 2-0 lead, but a goal in the last minute of the second and a power play goal early here have knotted things up. On the far side, it looks like Gleason battling on that wall there. And some Oriole bodies and Knight bodies go flashing. Here is possible 2-on-1 break. Gleason has Newdecker. Oh, backhand pass, and White steps up, gets a stick on it, and he's to the races here. Orioles finish a change defensively. White goes to the middle, throws it, and it hits off Plender and rises high over the net. That was a nice job by White, because that was almost a clean 2-on-1 if he doesn't get a stick on it, Charlie.
Yeah, you got Gleason on your backhand there. I think if he's on his forehand, you got a nice play brewing.
Boy, there was a nice save as Lamont operated right out to the middle and threw it, and Connor goes high off the blocker side to steer that away. 18 seconds remaining as Newdecker going to stop things at the far side. Lamont trying to break him. Just 10 seconds remaining in the power play before Gaetan will come back for St. Louis Park. Lamont misses the pass, but unfortunately for the Orioles, it does hit all the way home to Gabler. Both teams at full strength, thrown out front, and number 4, White, William White, as we've talked about him before, making some good plays. He crashes the net from his defense slot, and it's not going to be credited as a power play goal, but your thoughts as you saw him crash there?
You know, we've mentioned it a couple times. Again, not a pretty goal there, but I think these constant power plays, while it's not pretty, I think, you know, the Orioles are throwing an aggressive forecheck out tonight, and when you're forechecking aggressively and killing penalties nonstop, you're going to wear down a little bit. So you gotta get bodies and pick those guys up in front.
And, you know, and we mentioned too, sometimes one of the things subtly that's really difficult as a coach, when you end the power play defensively and you can see the last second ticking off, maybe you take a deep breath accidentally and you think things are going to be good, but not what the doctor ordered there. So 3-2 Irondale as they move things along here, under 10 minutes remaining in the second period. And most importantly for them, 2 of 4 on the power play here as they really up their percentage. And as I mentioned, Charlie, going into the game, they were only at 10%. We do have some contact at the blue line here as Remfer, I don't know what you saw with the collision there, but nothing whistled.
Looks like Remfer I saw him interfered with there coming into the zone using his speed, but
yeah,
I guess the official saw it the other way.
That was Mauricio. Remfer being harassed by him at center ice for TJ. Mauricio going to circle the wagons as he cross angles it over to Anderson, falls down. Oh, but wisely is able to at least use the stick and get it to the boards.
Very smart play by the defenseman there to eliminate what would have been a golden opportunity.
And he works to he's down on one leg as he makes it to the net here. Breakout off the middle, and Gleason going to step up and get that puck. St. Louis Park, here's Rebello, has little help, but he's unable to get through there, as indeed it was Van Sickle who got a stick on it. Here is Van Sickle with some wheels.
There we go, denying the zone.
Yeah, is that Dvorak along with Gleason? Well said. Gaetan high off the plexiglass, gets it to center ice where Newdecker looking for some help, passes it to himself. Rebello stays on side, and a drop pass it here, but White uses the stick again, gets a piece of it. Ooh, and Lexi thrown hard to the ice there. Looked like a clean check. And here is Gleason. Break this time for the Knights again, and they're able to work it in, and here is Moore. We've called his name a couple times. Rebello going to break that free for St. Louis Park. Throws it to Kaniza with some wheels at center ice. Neudecker stays on side as he drags that leg, and the Orioles are able to switch blue liners here at this point. Ooh, hard check from Moore and Kanizel in the corner there. Kanizel able to beat the referee and hang on to the puck, though. Hopman not able to get a stick on it. We're going to have a whistle here. Finally, a stoppage at the 7:35 mark, Charlie.
A little back and forth here. I think, you know, I think the skill probably favors the Orioles here, so you'd like to see this kind of settle down a little bit. I don't know that we're going to win. You know, I think they've proven already that they can win some races. They got some speed, so I'd love to see us keep the puck down in their zone and grind a little bit with our skill, cycle the puck and move it around here.
Orioles moving around a little. We should mention some of the changes, obviously, that Coach Keesley always makes. He's got, for the second stanza here, he's got Hopman down on playing with Borderwick, we should mention, and Kanizel as he makes a change. Here is Borderwick. Those are the adjustments as coaches you guys have to make continually, correct?
Yep, looks like he popped William Gleason up to play with that first group, and Will's kind of that guy. He's a little bit of a goal scorer. I think it sounded like he got an assist earlier tonight, which I believe is his first of the year. So you put him out with those skill guys, and if he gets a chance in front, he's going to put it in the back of the net. I guess that's what Terry's thinking here, looking for some offense.
Borderwick with a nice job entering the zone there as he made a move on William White there. Esperson along with Borderwick and a cast of thousands over in the corner there. Knights with Chamberlain behind the net. Nate Chamberlain chips it up the wall here. Lepart all the way behind his net and all the way down. Cross angle pass, nobody home here, and the Orioles are going to gain possession in their own zone. Worked up the near wall where Gleason going to throw it down again at the 6:20 mark. White pursuing along with Neudecker. And Bauer tried to get a stick on that, not able to do so. Nice hold for St. Louis Park. Dvorak goes down to one knee and chips it against the far wall. Rebello momentarily erased as White goes behind his net to chip it to his partner. Rebello with some help and some space there. Tries to bank it to himself off the glass, but Lepart going to get a stick on that. Ooh, Lepart really harassing Gleason down there. And Gleason going to follow and make an eraser play of his own there. Gleason's got one of the Knights pinned in the corner as all four players from both teams go hard with it. Referee's still going to let it play. And not sure who's got possession. Orioles going to get it for a second here. And Neudecker, who had supported his defender by going to the point, slides it to Dvorak. Neudecker wheels to the bench as the Knights regroup as well. Here's White behind his net. We mentioned he scored the last goal, William White. Cross rink to Lamont, who has it taken away. Oh, and Rempfer beats White cleanly, and White goes hard to the glass. And White tries to find the number of that train that took him down. And here is White again. 1-on-3. Looks like he's gonna try to throw it on net, but Dvorak has it hit off his stick. And White peels to the bench. Cross angle hits a skate before Hopman gets it at center ice. Rempfer going to stay on side. He's trailing Hopman. Nice toe drag move there. Backhand pass by Hopman. Almost found him there, Charlie.
TJ Rempfer, the forward position is new for TJ. He's played a lot of defense in his career, and I think if he can get comfortable here, he's just such a big, strong kid that can really skate. When he gets the puck in open space, the kid can fly. So looks like he's trying to pair him and Hopman up and see if they can get a little something going between those two senior boys.
And we're going to have Rebello against O'Connell on the draw here. The first units match against each other. Nice finish on the check there by Gleason. 4:50 remaining in the first stanza. Neudecker tries to finish a check, and a nice move offensively that time by Lamont as he reaches center ice, number 6. Pushed all the way down where it's chipped up the wall here. We should mention, we talked about in the first period, but Aaron O is one of the Orioles. I believe Lexi's going to get saddled for a trip here. And that's a play that he does not want in any contact work. It's not really a scoring opportunity or anything like that. So Lexi Rebello going to get sent to the box with 4:32 remaining. And that's going to be the 5th time in the game now that Irondale goes on the power play. We talked about it before, special teams, 2 for 4 on the night on the power play. They were only 10% entering the game, so they're getting well tonight. Let's see if the Orioles can stop it.
And the tough thing here is you got one of your best killers in the box, too, with Lex serving it here.
Yeah. Really speed. Kanizel out there. Oh, a nice wrister thrown high, and Lepart out there as well. Gaetan, and Kanizel over here. Thrown on net, Lapart's shot, I believe, hits Esperson and bounces high over the net there, where Moore going to get a stick on it. Moore to Mauricio. Oh, Mauricio falls down. Here's a break. We'll see the Orioles take advantage of the 2-on-1. Kneisel. Thought for a second he was going to backhand pass that to over there, but Chamberlain gets a stick on it, and Orioles not able to get their second shorty of the game.
I think, just like you said, John, I think both of those guys were caught on their backhand there, and it was kind of no man's land. Like to generate something on that rush, but we'll take it in their end if that's the worst thing that happens.
Yep, so the Orioles kill the first 30 seconds here. As we mentioned, stay with us here. Thursday night, we are live, Orioles and Knights, reacquainting their rivalry from the last 10 years. Irondale breaks it out here. 1:20 remaining on the power play. White hits center ice where Neudecker going to use every inch of that 5-5 frame and try to erase him. Knights were offside, so they need to retouch, and the Orioles going to chip it all the way down. In pursuit here is Neudecker, number 8. Uses that body, steals it clean. Oh, weak side opportunity. Had to go through 3 sets of players, unfortunately, because he did have Gleason on the back door there. Nice breakout for Irondale, 3-on-2 here. They're going to cross rink it. Indeed, this is Mauricio as he's getting some help with Lamont. Lamont in the corner. Back to the point this time. Here is Fuhr. Fuhr over to his partner. Ooh, and that is Masonberg, I should say, have the opportunity.
Nice play there by Brody Ilstrup to pick that guy up on the back door.
Yep, nicely said as well. Good. Knights going to keep their first power play unit out there as the Orioles change forwards. Here's Micah Anderson out there. Break towards the middle. Masonberg got one already when he plays point here. Irondale with only 10 seconds remaining in this power play. I guess technically they were 1 for 4 because the last goal came a couple seconds after the power play ended. Back to Masonberg as their Orioles are going to be at full strike. Weak side pass. Clarzy goes down. No angle. Thrown towards net, and Micah gets a stick on it. And that was a really nice execution by the Knights. Here's a 2-on-1 thrown out front. Oh, and Hoffman, backhanded shot. Was that through the legs as he got the pass from Rebello?
A lot of creativity there. I love that.
Boy.
He didn't really have time to do much else, and talk about making something out of nothing there. Really nice play by Teddy.
It really was, and the Orioles, fresh off killing the power play, got some great effort and a 2-on-1 opportunity. And tip of the hat to Aaron Steiner, who was able to keep his eyes on it in only his second start of the year in net for Irondale. Off the face-off win, Chamberlain in the corner. Chamberlain, the 9th grader, going against Anderson, the sophomore. Clean break for the Knights as they hit this red line here, and here is Moore. Tries to get it through Gaetan. Gaetan skates, and I believe that puck was played with a high stick towards center ice here.
Let's see if we can return the favor here and get one of those late period goals. I think that'd be big for the boys heading into the locker room.
I think we need to maybe see if we can talk to the officials between periods and try to get some penalties evened out so we can operate on the power play potentially too. Owens on the face-off draw here. Mauricio behind his net. He's got Moore on the side here. Mauricio high off the glass. Unusual bounce as it goes all the way down to the blue line there. I don't know if that hit one of the seams or... Gaetan backhand off the wall here where Borderwick looking for Neudecker. He also has Owens out there. Borderwick uses the skates to pass it to his stick and gets it up front. Oh, thrown out front, and unfortunately for the Orioles, Steiner got back in the net, unfortunately. Nice job by the Orioles forechecking here. Borderwick being harassed by a couple of Knights. Here's Splendor, high wrister, nicely done by Steiner. Saw it all the way, but he got a lot on it for a wrister from the point.
It's nice to see us with a little possession here. Patrick Borderwick made a smart play to he didn't have anybody open. He got that puck deep, and we were able to generate a little offense there. Nice to see it in the other end of the rink here.
If you're just joined in, we're honored to be joined by Charlie McChesney. That's the voice on color tonight, the head girls hockey coach here at Park, and also longtime youth coach in different systems and JV coach here for the Orioles. Thrown on net by Dvorak off the faceoff win. Hopman, who almost got one earlier, going to pass it to himself. Well, you can tell he's played a ton of small area games. You know how he uses his feet and sticks, etc. Yeah. Ooh, one of the Knights goes down. I think he just fell on his own. Unfortunately for him, he might have had a break, but Lamont goes down. And here is Gleason, takes the puck away from O'Connell. Him and Rebello close together. Rebello's got Dvorak. Nicely done as he saw him. Good vision by him on that play.
And smart play by Dvorak to jump in when he sees that open space.
Yeah, well said. Here's O'Connell. Used his body nice to gain control of that puck. Fortunately for him, he chips it up the wall, and Dvorak pinches in nicely with those wheels. Hopman supports him and going to make a nice hold momentarily for Teddy. Dvorak pursuing, thrown high off the shoulder blocker area. Always, I know you as a coach always watch it. I always love to watch when you have quick D that pinch often, how well they're supported and how well the guys read that. And that was another good sequence for the Orioles on the support.
Yeah, nice play by Dvorak. Again, a ninth grader, but very smart hockey player, very aggressive. He saw that Irondale didn't have possession. He took a shot at it, and I think Teddy Hopman picked him up there on the blue line. Nice, smart heads-up play by the Orioles.
And we should mention Teddy fully extended drop down to make sure he got a small piece of that so there wouldn't be a break. So just 20 seconds remaining in the second period. We'll see if the Orioles can break it out here, gain possession, as Owen's going to backhand that up to Borderwick, who unfortunately can't get a clean stick on it. Just 10 seconds remaining in the second period, and Esperson works it up to Newdecker, who circles. Let's see if the Orioles can get a shot off. Just 2 on the clock, and Borderwick going to kind of harmlessly throw that in the net there. So as we finish 2 periods here at the Rec Center, I think the story of that period, it has to be honestly the power play efforts as well for the Knights, and the fact that the Orioles did put them on the power play 3 times, your 6 minutes in the sin bin. Only 1 goal officially credited as a power play tonight, but the other one close to it. So your thoughts as we head towards a break, and I know you've got a visitor lined up that you want to introduce.
Yeah, as far as the boys are concerned, I don't think it's any secret. We gotta stay out of the box. We're not helping ourselves, and I know that's bitten them a couple times so far in the season. So I'd love to see the boys make an adjustment here and come out and stay out of there. I think if they can stay out of the box in the third, I think we'll have a good chance to come back and steal this one.
Right. And I've been trying to keep tabs too. One of the things that, it changed a lot over the years. Historically, you used to have 15-minute high school and Bantam periods and et cetera, and high school went to 17. I often watch too, Charlie, to see how many forwards each team is using. As you get to the third, might be some tired bodies, but it looks like both teams are using 7-8 forwards. They're really rotating the guys through, changing lines, so I don't think any team should wear down by any means here.
Yeah, it looks like Coach Keesley is kind of just rolling through forwards. There was a bunch of different combinations that period, and a lot of the time when you're in the box, that just kind of happens by default when your lines get all messed up. But he's just kind of throwing out whatever's working. So I like to see that, and get the boys out there that want to play, that are going to compete.
Before we step away momentarily, Charlie is going to hopefully, as you see a shot of maybe Beauty and the Beast here. I'm throwing Beauty at you. I know.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't know which who's who.
We both have the lids on. We're a little follically challenged, but that's nice to see that we throw our hats on. I just wanted to put a shout out. If anybody wants to get a copy of this game, either an Irondale faithful or a St. Louis Park fan, Paul's got the number up, 952-924-2635. I think Charlie probably knows this as well, but if anybody gets together and buys 3 or more DVDs, that's $10 a piece. Live web streaming. We mentioned we're live tonight on Thursday. This game's going to be replayed Friday night at 10, Saturday at 1, and then Paul will run it probably for a week. People don't realize, and I know you do, as somebody who grew up here and involvement with community, just a great resource to have these games as a coach as well in high def.
Absolutely. Nothing better than professional footage.
Absolutely. So thanks to our staff. And before we break, I'm not sure if we have I want to make sure I get a shout out to Sean Cork, the cross-country skier for St. Louis Park. Not sure if anybody saw this, but I'm going to throw this up here. Sean Cork was featured on Tuesday in the Star Tribune. The senior Nordic skier was in Houghton, Michigan last week, taking part in the United States Cross-Country Ski Championships. His first exposure on a national level. His older brother was a big-time cross-country skier at Park, and then he made it back to St. Louis Park. It took him 8 hours to get back from the UP, if you can believe that, on Thursday. But he made it all the way up to Giants Ridge with another long drive, and he won the prestigious classic race, which sounds like was almost 100 different skiers. And he won this, if you can believe this, fans, he won the cross-country ski race by over 50 seconds. So shout out to Sean Cork, featured in this week's Minneapolis Star Tribune. And I believe, Mr. McChesney, have you stepped into the well for a guest, or are we going to walk away here?
No, I got a special guest here. It's an old friend of mine who's a first-year player with the Orioles. Mr. Ben Orton. Him and I go back, so I wanted to grab him and chit chat and see how his season's going.
Ben, I'm going to give up the headset to you, and we are live.
Mr. Orton, how are you tonight, sir?
I'm good. How are you, Charlie?
I'm doing really well, thanks, buddy. I didn't get to catch much of the game, but it sounds like you guys came out and got a nice win tonight. What happened in the JV game?
Well, we played well, and we cycled the puck down low, and I think we just got a lot of shots on goal. Like that helped us.
Very nice. And where are you playing right now? Are you playing forward, D?
I play forward.
All right. Did you put one away tonight?
Came close, but no.
All right. Must have been good goaltending, obviously.
Oh yeah, very good goaltending.
And talk, I guess, a little bit about your experience. Jumping from. I know you played in the Bantam program last year. I guess the differences in high school. What do you like about high school more than the youth program?
Well, high school is definitely a little more disciplined, and we have longer practices, which is nice because the more time you're on the ice, the longer you have to improve.
Right.
Also, the speed is a big step up, but with anything, you get used to it.
And I know, Ben, you've had a chance to actually get a little bit of varsity time this year as well, correct?
Yes.
Very nice. Good for you as a 10th grader, right?
Yeah, I am.
Another question for you. I know you're very close with the Gleason family. At this point in the season, how does it feel to know that Mary Gleason has more goals than you at this point of the year? That's 8th grader Mary Gleason playing on the girls varsity team.
Well, I have mixed feelings about it, but I'm just trying to play my best and have fun.
That makes sense. And it's tough to hang with Mary Gleason. She's putting the puck in the net quite a bit for a young lady. And it looks like she's actually coming up here to give you a hard time right now.
Oh, well, that's Mary for you.
So, sticking on the Gleason thing, if you had to pick a Gleason, who would your favorite Gleason be, Ben?
Oh, favorite Gleason? I gotta say Mary.
You're gonna go with Mary?
Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. I guess, Ben, talk about the rest of the season. What do you think? What do you think's in store for the JV team? And even more so, let's skip that. What do you think the boys got to do here in the third period to come back and win this game against Irondale? What have you seen?
Well, third period, I think just getting more shots on goal, really attacking the puck. They're doing a good job so far, regrouping, but I think that can be improved. But they're doing well nonetheless.
Very nice. And just quickly before we go, let's talk about. As far as inspiration for you, tell me about your favorite youth coach of all time.
My favorite youth coach of all time?
Who would that have to be if you had to just pick one of your whole youth career?
It's hard to say, but I got to say you, Charlie. You inspired me to play hockey, and you inspired me to stick with it and work hard. I really owe most of my success to you.
Normally I wouldn't take the credit there, but I think I really have to on this one. I will take the credit for lighting the fire. I had Joe, what would that have been, buddy? 7 years ago, maybe?
Oh, yeah. First year of hockey.
First year Squirts, I would say probably up until this year. Can I make the assumption that it was your best year of hockey?
Squirts? Oh, yeah. I had a hoot that year.
A hoot. You know what? I'll tell you, buddy. I had a hoot, too. So I'll let you get back down there to your friends. Thanks for jumping in and spending some time with us, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you for interviewing me, too.
Of course. Anytime, buddy.
We are back at the Rec Center. John Fromm along with Charlie McChesney getting ready to start the third period. We'll see what magic Terry Keesley reaches into with his bag of tricks as he has some help over there as the Orioles, who did jump to an early 2-0 lead, similar to the Kennedy game, except Irondale battled back with one in the first with 47 seconds to go, and that seemed to give them some momentum. Let's take a look at the Orioles there with Borderwick, Dvorak, etc., gathered around Coach Keesley. Do you think he gave him the win one for the Gipper speech tonight? What are you thinking, Charlie, in the intermission there?
Terry's a simple man, and I'm right there with him where less is more. And I think he's got a smart group of hockey players. These kids know what they need to do to come out in the third period and and get themselves back in this game. So, you know, these guys are very well coached. They know what they need to do, and you know, again, I'd be surprised if they didn't respond here in the third.
Both teams match up their first units again, as they have all day. White behind the net as he's erased momentarily by Hopman. He goes down hard. Nothing whistled on either team here, and it's chipped around the boards, but not out for St. Louis Park until now. Neudecker resets in his own zone to Plender. Plender throws it up, and it's touched by Rebello and thrown down as Rebello wheels to the bench. 360 move in his own zone. Nobody home here, and we'll see if the Orioles can hold, and indeed they do. I think that's, nicely done by Dvorak, Harry. Race to the blue line, Charlie, and just got a stick on that.
Like I've said it a few times tonight,
Yeah.
he's very aggressive. He's a confident young man. I love to see that in a ninth grade defenseman.
And even there, he momentarily lost the puck, but he got, he had the speed to get back on it. Irondale goes toward the front here. Dvorak able to get a stick on it, and are we having a trip on Irondale? I did not see that.
I think that they're going to get Gatan there for a trip, which I believe is that his second of the game?
Yeah, unfortunately for Alec, that is going to be his second of the game, and I apologize, fans. I did not see that clean. And unfortunately for the Orioles, that means Irondale goes on the power play for the 6th time of the game, and St. Louis Park is going to have to try to almost a must kill here. I don't want to say that because it's only a 1-goal game, but certainly momentum-wise, that's thrown right on net. Clairsy, I don't know if that almost hit the 5-hole, but he pounced down on that well as Mauricio threw it on net. Just to set things here, Rebello and Neudecker out front on the kill for Park. I believe that's Plender and Esperson on D for the Orioles.
This is their top killing unit here.
And I think we have the second unit. Neudecker takes down the night player, but nothing ventured, nothing lost here.
Love that effort play from Rebello. That's the kind of work that you're going to get from him.
Yeah, boy, those are the lunch bucket guys, and let alone with their size. As get to the blue line, Irondale going to gain possession here as Lepart, number 5, going to circle behind the Oriole net. Does not stop, but moves it over to Moore, who chips it up. Rebello harassing Moore as well. Here is Chamberlain, the freshman, just going to backhand it into the corner, trying to get some help from Gabler. Moore and Gabler playing catch here. Here is Gabler, unfortunately for him. Esperson going to kick it to himself, but it's taken away again by Moore. Shallow angle thrown on net, nicely so. And able to get the paddle down cleanly was Clairsy there. And nice operating behind the Oriole net here by Moore and company. And here again is Lepart. Playing catch, Lepart going to peel to the bench as they try to finish a partial change here for Irondale. O'Connell on for them. O'Connell, freshly on for Irondale, not able to hold it in here as Mauricio going to regroup at his far blue line. Orioles going to change 3 of their 4. 40 seconds remaining in the period. A beautiful wrister just thrown wide that time. That was a nice shot.
Smart play trying to shoot that through our defenseman. I like that.
Yeah, he had that kind of that self-screen set up there. Cross-rink pass to O'Connell here. A nice redirect and a follow, and a beautiful goal there by number 6, Lamont. And not a thing Connor Clares could do as the shot came from the point. I believe that was Chamberlain who fired the shot. Yeah, it might have been Chamberlain who fired the shot, and then I think it was O'Connell on the redirect. Clares drops the pad, but rebound. What can you do?
Again, it's, we're 2-3 minutes into the period, and our top group is gassed, and
right.
That's what happens when you keep going back to the box.
Yep, and towards the end of the penalty as well, whether that's officially counted as a power play goal. Good execution by them here. So Orioles down by 2, and they always say that's the you don't want to have a 2-goal lead. So we'll see if Irondale can hold on to that here. The worst lead in hockey, right? Do you say that as a coach too? The 2-goal lead's the worst lead?
I'll take any lead I can get.
Exactly.
1, 2, 3, 4. You give me a lead, and I'll be happy with it.
And that was a nice save by Clares as one of the Knights and one of the Orioles. And here's it directed up to Borderwick on the backhand. Patrick taken down. And the Orioles going to get some life here as Borderwick gets a penalty drawn on him. And I think that's William White going to get the gate for tripping.
Really nice heads-up play by Patrick to use his he's got a big frame to use that, get the puck on the outside and just drive to the net. A very, very smart play by Patrick.
And this is just an observation too. When you're not physically 200 pounds, etc., when you're a little undersized, the Orioles seem to be really adept and have been coached very well over the years at utilizing their bodies and angles in terms of fighting off checks and creating space between their opponent and them. Yeah.
One of the biggest things that Terry talks about, Coach Keesley, is puck protection, and that is puck protection 101 right there with Patrick Mordewick.
Yeah, well put. Crossed over to Neudecker. The Orioles trying to cut into this 4-2 lead. Second power play. Cross rink pass. No, and a nice opportunity by Hopman as he took the Gleason pass, but just whistled it wide. Gleason pinching in here.
Look for Neudecker to distribute from the top of the umbrella here.
Yep, good call as he gets it to Gleason. Shot hits Chamberlain's stick, and Gleason going to lose part of his twig there. Neudecker, good vision by the sophomore. Gets it over to Gleason, and now Rebello, the junior. Rebello tries to go out to the point as he skates it out. Neudecker, top of the umbrella, as you mentioned. Ooh, nice wrist shot. Kept it low, kept it on the ice, used the screen. Rebello has Gleason. Wrist shot thrown on net. Ooh, nice pad save. Keep throwing those pucks at Steiner. I got to believe, he hasn't seen a lot of action this year, so there's got to be a little bit of nerves. He hasn't won a game ever as a varsity tender, I would think, too. And
I love that shot by Gleason, but you just got to get traffic in front. Any good high school goalie is going to see those.
Irondale going to switch forward units here. Thrown behind the neck. Bordewick, shallow angle. Tried to bank it off the inside of the pad, it looked like, and get an angle. Nicely done. Rebello followed, but Steiner going to hold on to it there with 12:42 remaining.
Couple nice opportunities early in this power play. Still got 45 seconds left. Plenty of time to get set here and put one home.
Adam Schmidt in his 4th year as the head coach of the Irondale Knights. Took over from Tad Toomey, a former Blake man who was the head coach for a while. Now Rempher on the point here as the Orioles switch things up. Second power play unit out there for St. Louis Park. It looks like Rempher as well as Owens at the points here. I had to recheck there. Lamont circles, goes off the plexiglass and bounces it in, and where Rempher going to go the other way for Park. TJ Rempher going to the backhand, got some speed, nice throw out front and a follow and a nice goal. Rempher with a backhand pass, did not catch the name or the number there, but Orioles finish and a nicely done makes it 4-3 on the power play goal.
I think like I had mentioned earlier with TJ Rempher, if you get him in space, you saw two quick strides there. He beats his man to the net.
Yep.
And we pick up a little garbage in front. I like to see that.
I'm not sure if that was Kneisel or Owens who had the follow and the redirect, but happened lightning fast and a nice goal as well. Speed kills sometimes, and it created a nice angle for him to make that backhand pass, right? So
a little dose of their own medicine there.
Yeah. So Orioles get a power play goal to answer some of the power play goals for Irondale. Makes it 4-3 as Hopman and gang are going to break it in for Park. 360 by White, and Neudecker going to find the ice for probably the first time of the game. 2-on-2 here as Fuhr going to reach the blue line and just chip it in. Ooh, Rebello is erased with I think that was a clean check, but Lexi, not sure. Lexi follows there. He's up quickly where Plender, backhand opportunity as Plender's man goes down. Chamberlain pinches in from his right D slot as the Orioles maybe looking for Neudecker on a home run pass here. No angle to put that through, and here's Fuhr who steps up. Jake Fuhr, number 22.
That's a tough play there. You got your defenseman in your D zone, and all three forwards are already breaking through the neutral zone. Gotta support the puck a little bit better there. Help out the Plender back at D.
And it's hard to tell too if Casey had much of an angle to make that pass to center ice to Bauer as well. Step up for the Knights. Oh, and we are going to have an offside whistle as Masonberg just barely didn't hold that in for Irondale. As we step away. Remember, if you want to get a copy of this game, go to ParkTV.org. ParkTV.org. Find all the information. Orioles with Owens out there and Bordewick offensively. Dvorak, as he has seen a ton of ice, as the Orioles have really done a nice job rotating 6 defensemen, keeping it fresh out there. Ilstrup out there, his partner right now. Knight's going to break it out. Nicely done. And here is Van Sickle. Right-handed shooter, though, has it taken away at the Oriole blue line. As a nice back check, I think, here. Ilstrup going to work the backhand, and a pass just barely goes past Will Gleason, but a nice job by Ilstrup. Nicky Owens. As nines battle against each other, has that taken away, and the Orioles are going to wheel to the bench to finish a change here. Van Sicklen, Borderwick as Patrick trying to make sure the Orioles can finish their change. Taken away by Mauricio. Hopman misses on the check that time. But Dvorak backhand goes towards center ice where Lamont has the puck. O'Connell on the nice forecheck for Marty O'Connell. Thrown back in by Mauricio as the Knights are going to change 4 out of their 5 players here. Oh, cross-ring pass by Lexi. Nobody home. I'm not sure if he thought he had a clean angle on Teddy, but almost a break that time for the Knights.
Yeah, I like the aggressive play, but again, you're just looking at puck support there. There's a lot of things that can go wrong in that long cross-ice diagonal pass, but luckily it didn't hurt the Orioles there.
Yeah, well said, well said. Third unit out there with Crandall, Troji, and Lapart. Haven't seen a lot of ice as a full unit, but of course that's because they've been on the power play a lot too. St. Louis Park with their first unit, so maybe a line mismatch here. We'll see if Neudecker can help finish. Neudecker goes to the forehand, thrown on net, and almost an angle to win there, but it was a shallow angle shot. Rebello passes it nicely to himself, back to Neudecker, thrown just wide of the net. Gaetan with the hold. Crandall not able to harass him enough. And almost a couple of good opportunities there. You know, why don't you talk a little about that? I know sometimes when I'm doing games, I look for like the line mismatches that occur at different times of the game. And as a coach, how are there certain parts of the game where you look for that, or how do you do that as a coach?
Yeah, for us with the girls, it's we kind of run our lines a little differently. We have almost 2.5 lines.
Okay. Oh, nice job by Owens.
And so we do a little bit more of like a 1-2, 1-3, and most of the teams we played, almost every team we played actually they just run 2 lines at the girls level. So we just occasionally, it depends upon the team, but we'll either try to get the mismatch if we think it's that significant. But based on my personnel, I'd put our first line out against just about anybody that we've played so far. So I try not to get into that, and I like to trust our second and third unit as well.
Well, in it too, it's like, when talking to Adam Schmidt, he has on his second unit, Jake Fuhr, number 22. We didn't even mention this, but I believe he was a first line unit and he wasn't getting a lot of scoring out of his second unit, so he made a change there to try to at least balance things a little bit. Those are the tough things as a coach too, whether you want to pile all your best scorers on one line and go for it there.
Yep, and obviously nice Park being the home team tonight. Coach Keesley's got that he gets the right to make the last change, so let's see if down the stretch here he can get some mismatches and get that the Neudecker, Rebello, Hopman line out there against their second or third line.
Good call, Charlie, and we should mention both teams still with their timeouts to use. Esperson goes down as he slides towards center ice, but the Orioles are able to knock it forward. Rebello has it back checked off his stick where Neudecker going to circle at center. Try to get it to Teddy, but it goes through his feet. D to D go the Knights, and a possible breakout here as here's Gabler going to the backhand before he wheels to the net. 8:08 remaining. Orioles get a power play goal to cut it to 4-3 after an early effort on the power play by Irondale, which put them in advantage with a 2-goal lead. Some help from Borderwick because he's got Remfer out front, but the Knights have a numerical advantage and they are able to get the puck behind their own net and break things free. Here's a one-on-one with Lamont. Lamont against Ilstrup. Not getting much help. Oh, he goes for the toe drag, and Brody does a nice job there.
We haven't called his name much tonight, but I'll tell you that the young defenseman, Brody Ilstrup's going to be a nice player for this program for the next couple of years.
Well put, and the future's really bright. We didn't even talk about how the Bantam AA team winning the Roseau tournament last week. How excited everybody is from Andy Neudecker to Tim Donahue to everybody involved with the Park program.
Here's a little 2-on-1 brewing, maybe. Nope.
Oh, looked like Nick almost went down to one knee to try to get it to Patrick there. Wasn't able to do so. Lamont again just throws it wildly towards center ice where Dvorak going to wrist it on in. Yeah, just wonderful to see the success they're having though, and great defense and goaltending play as well.
Well, that group is, nothing real special other than the fact that they just work so hard. And I shouldn't say nothing special, but they push each other, every one of them, and they just want to be the best. Right. And you see it now over the years. Their skill has developed into one of the most competitive groups we've had in a long time, and it just goes to show how much those boys' hard work has paid off, and it's going to be fun to watch them come up these next couple of years here.
Good insight there. We didn't really mention, as I had to get an official ruling from Howard Luloff, the official score, but in the first period, officially Irondale outshot the Orioles 12-7. Backhand effort steered wide as the Orioles still with possession in the night zone. Nice catch by Gaitan as that almost went down. Oh, Newdecker and Rubello still working the forecheck here. 6.5 remaining. Wheel towards center ice for Rubello, going to retouch and get it to Esperson. Up to Newdecker, number 8. Bauer, the sophomore, shallow angle, tries to bank it off the inside skate.
We've seen him do that a few times tonight. Try to get a bounce off the goalie's pads. I saw him do it behind the net once. He'll take his goals any way he can get them. Yeah, well, he's obviously a geometry major, as he knows how to play those angles, right? Not sure if he's as brilliant as his father was at Park. We won't go there, but Hoffman going to pass it to himself as the Orioles peel all other 4 players off. Teddy harassing. Looks like he's harassing White behind the play. 5:44 to go. Thrown towards center, and it gets through to Micah Anderson. Micah, I haven't seen a lot of the sophomore yet. Goes to the forehand, has it hit off one of the Knight players and go behind the net. Ooh, nice defensive zone check that time, thrown by number 5, Lapart. And here's Anderson. He tries for the toe grab past White. Blender was the recipient of the Lamar check. Thrown on net, high blocker save. Nicely done that time by Steiner. I like that shot from Plender, but again, we got to see some traffic in front. That goalie saw that all the way.
Yeah. Well, it seems like Casey really, a lot of times people will say, well, geez, why aren't the defensemen throwing more hard slap shots on net? But geez, as a hockey player and a coach, sometimes you have more control of that wrister, and depending on how you can fire it, you get it away quicker. And
and the biggest thing is with the goaltenders, I talk to our goalie coach about this all the time, is do not let them track the puck. So the quicker the defenseman can get the puck off the stick, the harder it is for that goalie to get set.
Oh, nice follow. And Nicky Owens, I think that might have hit the outside of the post as he went to score his 3rd goal of the year.
This group of seniors is showing up here big time in the 3rd period. Nice effort from Owens, Keenan, and Tej.
Yeah, they're all out there together here. Power senior unit out here. Hillstrup defending here as the Knights are going to nice opportunity as Fuhr tried to get it to Moore to try to get a redirect there. Here is Moore. He takes it out of his own zone, and unfortunately for him, Fuhr is stuck in the zone. And are we going to have
I think we're going to get interference on Esperson here, unfortunately.
Over here.
Behind the play.
Well, let's see if that's the official call as the head referee, which I believe's name is Daniels, is going to, well, no, nothing whistled here. So we spoke a little too soon, and
I'll take that. That's a good no call.
First units locked up against each other here. Mauricio going to get the puck. Van Sickle out there with him. Hillstrup just turns and fires. Unfortunately for him, Gaitan able to get a stick on that, is just behind him. Hillstrup, center pass, redirected by Rubello. Oh, shot hits the referee right in the kisser. We don't have any blood drawn, so play on, I say. Orioles 2-on-3 here. We'll see if Bauer tries to stop it. Oh, he gets into Rubello. Rubello sandwiched like an Oriole cookie. Was still thrown on net, and Bauer uses that stick to almost chip it like a golfer. Nice job by Lexi, but it's taken away again, and Irondale going to go 2-on-2 here. O'Connell almost the recipient of an opportunity there as the puck was shot towards net, but Masonberg not able to get an angle there. Little contact in the corner. Rubello's pass goes astray. Cross rink as well, and here is Masonberg, leading scorer for the Knights, thrown on net. Clarsey makes a save. Unfortunately for him, nobody on the weak side to gather a rebound. 3:38 remaining, 4-3 Irondale over St. Louis Park here. Here's Moore again, number 7, works towards the middle. Owens able to get a stick on him and take it away and stop that opportunity. Gleason erased nicely on a check that time by Lamont behind his own net. Chipped up the near wall, possible 2-on-1 more. Oh, and Riley stays home and uses that stick and stops a 2-on-1 opportunity.
It's just very, very fun to see the confidence that the coaching staff has in the freshman here. Boy, this young man is logging a lot of ice tonight. Yeah, and he's really, and you're right. He's got such great composure as the years gone on, too. He's really developed, and the confidence he's got. Well, and again, he gets he gets beat for a goal earlier in the game, and it very clearly did not rattle him whatsoever. He's played fantastic since he gave up that goal early in the game.
Good call, absolutely.
Looks like Coach Keesley's calling for a timeout here. Get these guys rested before their shift.
Yeah, it looks like Orioles are going to try to, go with their first 2 units mostly here. And nice timeout for Terry. As we mentioned, Terry, he wasn't a very hospitable coach on December 19th when North Shore came down, as his high school friend from Silver Bay was the recipient of a tough loss. But for Terry on the year, the Orioles looking for their 5th win of the year. Looks like he's looking for some support here as he talks things over with his coaching staff.
You know, this is one of those timeouts where you're not getting the whiteboard out, you're not talking anything special, you're just giving these guys a breather. They've logged a lot of ice this period, and want to try to get them fresh for these last 3 minutes here.
I'd be remiss if I didn't mention I had an opportunity to talk to one of the JV parents after the second period. The JV won again today, and that's their 4th win in a row. And congratulations to the JV hockey team. I believe that's their 7th win on the season. And then we want to make sure to mention this. I believe your last girls' home game is January 27th, I think we thought.
Yep, that is correct. We have Bloomington Jefferson here on the 27th, which is our senior
night. And make sure you come out. We're hoping to cover that on Park 16. And then the next boys' home game is still another 2 weeks away against Ridgefield. The Orioles are going to play at Osseo on Tuesday night, the 20th, which of course is who Irondale just played. So if that's any indication, Irondale and Osseo tied, it should be a real good game if you can make it out to Osseo on Tuesday. Hopman off the draw, nicely done there as the official going to send, looks like he's going to send Chamberlain back to the bench. Schmidt not too happy as the Orioles get last change here, and he came on too late. Hopman off the draw, Ilstrup's shot goes wide of the net. Held in by Esperson, the senior, dumps it down low where Moriuccio going to throw it up the opposite wall. Held in again by Ilstrup, works towards the middle, tried to get it to Newdecker. Circled by Rebello, who's taken down there, and nicely done as Mauricio going to throw the hands in the air and say, not me, referee, but indeed, just what the Doc Jorger, a little hook or trip there.
Well, whatever it is, we'll take it. You know, I think that play's set up by, I talked about 27, Brody Ilstrup.
Yeah.
Just a nice play by him on the blue line, discipline to stay home and get that puck deep and really allow for that to happen. So nice, again, play by another young defenseman on this team.
And perfect timing, 2:39 remaining for the 2-minute minor. The only nice part about this, if you're Irondale, is obviously you can just ice the puck down without any repercussions, but they're down 1. White off the faceoff, battles hard, but he's not able to break it out for Irondale. Chamberlain, the freshman defender, goes high off the glass, but he's also has that puck held in. Nice tic-tac-toe play, goes to Gleason, through the legs, and almost finds the back of the net there.
There's that traffic we've been talking about. Nice to see a little screen in front. Don't let that goalie see the initial shot.
Anytime you can throw it right through somebody's legs like that. So here's Newdecker on the rush. Little 4-on-3 break for Bauer. Going to the backhand, wheeling to the front. Throws it on net. And it does go in. I think he thought it was in right away, but the Bauer-Newdecker rush results in a power play goal with 1:26 remaining. And for that man, Mr. Steiner, I think a little stunned because I think he thought he had it on the upper body there, but I don't know what that went through. But
just again, a smart play by Bauer who found some space. A lot of the time you'll see that forward, peel off the wall and try to get set up on the power play, but he went right to the net and really did what he does. He put it on.
One of the moms joining us here is Bridget Hartman from the office, steps up here. Nice goal. No replay that time. But use your DVR at home if you have it for the replay.
Absolutely.
So St. Louis Park knots it up. Back and forth we go. Orioles score the first 2. Irondale gets 4, and Orioles get the last 2. 1:50 remaining, and both teams with a couple power play goals here. Here's a possible break as Moore tried to put a move on Dvorak. Dvorak out there with Ilstrup. Gleason not able to break it out. 1:35 remaining in regulation here. And remember, we can have a delayed offside or a tripping call.
I did not see that.
I scanned both sides and I didn't see anything.
It looks like Nicky Owens might be going to the box here. I did not see that. It must have been behind the play.
Wow, and I really do wish we had the replay there because
it must have been something blatant, because at this point in the game you're not going to see Yeah, you're not going to see a call like that behind the play unless it's
a scoring opportunity, right?
Exactly, something to really change the flow of play. That's too bad. Let's see if we can get him maybe another shorty here.
Yep. So 1:25 remaining in regulation. Irondale going on the 5-on-4 power play. Couple of power play goals on the night for Irondale as they've upped their percentage. Orioles out there. It looks like they've got Newdecker and Rebello killing, and here's White going to gain the red line for them. William White works it towards the middle. Oh, he loses a control momentarily. He had an angle to really lay a nice wrist shot on that, if nothing else there.
Yeah, it looked like he was just maybe trying to do a little too much.
So nicely iced down. Just 56 seconds in regulation remaining. And here is Masonburg as he hits the red line. He's got O'Connell with him. Drop pass. Irondale bunched up a little bit too close, I would think, for their own good, and the Orioles are able to take advantage of that. One of the Orioles players goes down hard as Newdecker goes down, and here's a possible break for the Orioles. Oh, follow in the Orioles. I don't know if everybody saw what happened. What a great break by Casey Plender that time, and he almost followed the shot with a goal, and it chipped right over the net there.
Just a flat-out effort play by Casey Plender, which is kind of the name of his game. He works just about as hard as anyone that you see out here playing high school hockey.
Oh, stolen back away, fouled, thrown on net towards Clares, and he barely gets a piece of it. And that man, Mr. Masonburg, I don't know if that hit Clare's glove, but just 12 seconds remaining in regulation. And as we were almost celebrating a victory on one end, the Knights almost captured things on their end.
Looks like Irondale's going to take their time out here and see if they can draw something up for these last 12 seconds off the face-off.
So for Adam Schmidt, longtime assistant coach in the Park Center, as well as Osseo and Centennial programs, you can imagine, a lot of range of emotions as a coach. If you're Coach Keesley, you're up, you're down, and that's the beauty of sports as well. All the adversity the kids face, and
I think that's the nice thing about the coaching staff here at Park. You're never going to see them yelling or screaming on the bench. Their highs aren't too high, their lows aren't too low, and I think that really helps the kids stay calm, stay composed, and it has just really helped, especially with an inexperienced team like we have.
Right. Well, I wanted to throw this out too. Oftentimes we don't have time to talk about a lot of these things. As you see Adam Schmidt gathering most of his first unit players up there. Got his little coach's manual there. You always wonder what's in that notepad, don't you? Until you're the head man.
Hopefully it's not a power play, face-off play, anything like that.
Well, we want to mention too, a lot of times I think, Charlie, people often wonder, how we can be so well informed of these high school teams. And years gone by, we couldn't be, but both the hockey hubs, the girls hockey hub and the boys hockey hub, have just great information on there if you ever want to take advantage of the Star Tribune setup. And I go to Minhawk a lot too to keep captured. So great way to follow. The Orioles have 7 of their last 10 on the road, so make sure you take a look at that to get the schedule. Hopman tries to win the faceoff. 10 seconds remaining. Masonburg over to the middle. Thrown towards net, and it hits something out front. O'Connell going to try to put it on net. Just 2 seconds in regulation. Masonburg throws it out front. Clares with a save as the buzzer goes. Wow. They really moved the puck quite well there in the last 12 seconds.
It's a good thing they didn't move it like that on their previous 5-6 power plays. All of a sudden they get a little sense of urgency, and that looked nice there. But we'll take it.
Yeah, obviously the timeout worked well for Coach Schmidt, as Masonburg hadn't really operated a lot on the point or done a lot with it, and he throws it a couple times over to his partner. They're going to carry 29 seconds over, Charlie, into the 8-minute sudden death overtime. Of course, first one to score wins. If no one scores after 8 minutes, the game will end in a tie.
It'll be interesting to see how we come out here. I know, I don't have the schedule in front of me. I know they won a big overtime game against Minneapolis.
Was that a game? Yeah, you were there.
Yep, a few weeks ago. So that was a nice, I think, again, came from behind from 2 goals. I believe Patrick Bordewick got the game winner there. So let's see if one of these guys can step up and steal another one in overtime.
And if I remember right, Charlie, I believe the Orioles trailed 4-2 with about 8 minutes to go, and I think they got 2 shorthanded goals, or I may be mistaken.
Correct.
I think Bauer got one, and
Nicky Owens got one.
Yeah, so great things to go. And again, that was a game the Orioles 4-2 was hopefully same result tonight. Orioles get 2 to make it 4-4 into regulation, and all. You have a call for overtime. If we had to put a name on, who do you think might be the winner in terms of overtime here?
I'm going to go I'd like to see Will Gleason put one home here. I got a little wager on the line with Will about I have his 8th grade sister on my girls varsity team about who scores more goals. I think she's got the upper hand right now, but I wouldn't mind seeing Will catch up here if it means we win this game.
Yeah, and he's got 6 goals on the year. He didn't have any right around Christmas time, so I'm glad to see he finally got an assist, as you mentioned tonight.
Oh, yeah.
So. And my pick to click. Overtime is 5-on-5. Absolutely, but 5-on-4 still for 29 seconds as Nikki Owens still in the box for St. Louis Park.
Worth noting, new high school league rule this year, they do switch ends for the overtime period.
Nice insight as well here. Not sure. Off the face-off win, White going to gain possession. Number 4, big defenseman senior, works behind the net as they try to take advantage of the last 20 seconds of power play here. O'Connell, shallow angle here. He's going to throw it back to the point to Masonberg. Masonberg, nobody home, and he throws it to O'Connell. Billstrup tries to one-time it off the boards, nothing home. 5 seconds, O'Connell.
Nice recovery by Rubello to get back in the play there.
Nicely done.
Here we go.
Here's a possible break for Neudecker. 2-on-1 here as Nick Owens joins him in Rubello. Oh, not sure if that hit part of the goalie or just went wide, but great opportunity off the face-off in the power play ending. Yeah.
With Owens coming out of the bench, out of the box, that ended up being a 3-on-1, but couldn't capitalize.
And you're right. And I thought too. I think Rubello was the trailer.
Here goes my man.
I thought it might be a drop to Rubello because he was 20 feet trailing. You know, oftentimes So here crossed over to Dvorak here. The Orioles 5-on-5. Fortunately for Riley, looked like he tried to get an angle to get it to Teddy, and he just threw it too long, and it's going to create an icing.
Yeah, again, that's just not a high percentage. I love the 9th grader trying to sneak that through there, but you got to get it through about 4 or 5 maroon jerseys. So I'd love to see those guys come back for the puck there and help their defensemen out a little.
We should mention for Irondale, they're gonna have a conference game on Saturday as the Armstrong Cooper Co-op in their first year for boys hockey comes up, and they tied earlier on. So we'll be seeing if throwing on net, nice save. I don't know if that got through follow, and a no goal as that hits off the inside of the crossbar, perhaps as a follow. And here's another opportunity. Wow,
nothing better than the pipe save,
boy. And I believe that was number 18. Crandall, who backhanded that up and under, or 19, Troji. Interesting to see they've got their 3rd unit out here who hadn't seen much ice in the 3rd period, and they almost got one to ring there. So dinner bell rang twice tonight on Connors, but good to have a friend. Here's Borderwick with speed. Can he get the game winner? Oh, off the outside of the pad. Borderwick taken down behind the net, but he's still battling. Borderwick got a lot of Irish blood in him, and he's a feisty one, just like his older brother Jack.
Looks like Coach Keesley's trying to take away the odd man rush. He's got his 3rd forward all the way at the blue line here in the offensive zone. Good
call. Drop pass from Rubello. Now out to the point. Wrist shot. Nobody home that time. Luckily, Dvorak able to support Plender, and Plender just chips it high. Looks like we might have an injury out there as number 19, Troji, barely making it over the bench here. So maybe a 5-on-4 here. Troji having a tough time making it to the bench. Here is Neudecker, 1-on-3, toe drag to the middle, tries to he almost got Oriole cookied there in the middle, but with Bauer, he drops down, and it's hard to block him there. Shallow angle, whoa, shallow angle thrown out front. Moore almost got a stick on it, as the Orioles did. Hopman just gonna stop here. He's by himself as the Orioles try to finish a change. Long opportunity here on the far side. Normally you don't see a home run pass in overtime, but there was an opportunity to get it to Gabler, and Gabler going to throw it on net there. Yeah, not sure if they had an angle to make that pass, but Gabler was cherry picking, as you like to say, Coach, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And we had the young defenseman out there. He kind of slipped behind them, but yeah. Again, nothing hurt there.
That's one of the tough things about being a defenseman too. Do I pinch up? I got to make sure I'm cognizant of defense more than anything, and who's behind me. So chipped high off the one of the Benilde plaques out here at the rec center. I don't know if we talked about this. I mean, Benilde had a nice win the other night. They beat St. Thomas Academy, who I had last week a chance to call that game. Boy, that was a fun one to call.
Yeah, did they play earlier in the year as well? Was it the second matchup between those two teams?
Yeah, on January 6th, a week and a half ago, it was a 4-3 St. Thomas win I called here. Really impressive game on both fronts. And then, Benilde beat them for their first loss on Tuesday. So
it's the Benilde schedule is something to be reckoned with. They play. They don't have a night off. It'll be fun to watch the Park boys battle them in a few weeks here.
Yeah. Thrown right out to middle ice. White slap shot. Whoa! That hit something out front. And I'll tell you who wasn't even worried about it was number 27, Brody Ilstrup. Made a great. He wasn't going to make a save, but he stopped it. Oh, that hits off the back of the net. Borderwick almost got a free gift there as that took a strange bounce. Just 4 minutes remaining in the overtime here. Yeah, Ilstrup did a nice job just stopping that, even though it wouldn't have gone home here.
Nice to see how, again, calm and composed these young defensemen are. They're logging a lot of minutes, and I just love to see the confidence in those kids.
Yep, and it's a long one here. If we go all 8 minutes, that's 59 minutes of ice here on a Thursday night school night. Hopefully none of the boys have any big exams tomorrow, Charlie. They got finals coming up next week. So.
Yep, finals week next week. I think they got Monday off next week. They got plenty of time.
Yeah, plenty of time. And of course, we want to reiterate that academics are first here at Park. Thrown into the corner here, Hopman tries to forecheck. Nice job utilizing his skate against the board there to pin it against the... And here is Dvorak, receives the pass from Neudecker. He's checked hard by O'Connell, who's going to sweep around his own net. And he's also harassed by the two young aggressive studs, Rebello and Neudecker. Here's Rebello, Lexi. Spinning around to Dvorak, 3 1/4 to go, thrown towards the net. A nice job with the blocker. Might have gone wide, but nicely done by Steiner.
Again, I love that play. Good shot on net, but no traffic in front.
There's the 360 from Lexi. Thrown on net, and I've seen that 2 or 3 times now. And I don't know if he's interested in going into a figure skating career or how he is with a toe pick, but
you know what?
That was quite a 360 move.
With him, you can tell that Rebello's a kid who grew up on the pond. He's about as creative as it possibly gets. He will try anything, literally anything. He's got a lot of tricks in his bag, and he'll try just about anything to get the puck in the net.
And he plays exactly like he does in hockey and baseball, just really aggressive. He knows he's undersized, but he's going to steal the base, try to go first to third, etc. So
yeah, he plays like he's about 6'5".
And into the corner, just slightly under 3 minutes to go here. Pass towards center ice goes blindly as Troji not able to connect here. Asperson has that slide off his stick, and Troji just going to bang it out front, but nobody home for the Knights. TJ Remfer cross-ring pass. Wow, that was dangerous as Troji almost had an angle to step up and come in there. Troji finishes, call his name a lot here. He finishes Esperson with a check here, and his partner Crandall just going to bank it off the boards and get it to center. Here is Brody Ilstrup from his defense slot. Going to work down low here, goes to the backhand. Ooh, soft pass out front, thrown on the pad. I see the puck. And so did Patrick Borderwick, but the officials couldn't see it. And some pleasantries being exchanged out front.
Nice patience again. Now, we didn't call his name early in the game, but the Ilstrup, saying it a lot now. Very nice play by him to be patient, carry that puck low, and get a puck out in front.
Not sure if Brody might have a career in law, but that sounds like a potential law firm name.
Oh, absolutely.
Ilstrup and Ilstrup.
I'll tell you what, whatever he does, he's going to be a successful, one of the nicest young men you'll meet. Very polite, just a great kid.
Oh, it's wonderful to hear. Cross-ring pass break here as Fuhr taken to the middle, taken down. As both the Oriole player and Fuhr go to the bench. 2-on-2 here with the Oriole Speed Merchants. Ooh, nice takeout momentarily. Rebello has it taken away. That was a nice check by Chamberlain on Rebello. Moore, number 7. Oh, passes it to himself. He might have a 2-on-1. Moore thrown wide of the net. He had one. He almost got another one on the short side there. And Rebello counters, 2-on-1. Rebello and Neudecker. Here's Neudecker. Backhand pass to Lexi. Thrown on net. And Lexi thought he had it. And I'll tell you, Mr. Steiner was looking back. You hate to see that if you're a goalie, but
if you're gonna pick 2 from this team on a 2-on-1 there, it's probably those 2 boys. He just couldn't squeak it through the 5-hole.
And what a nice soft saucer pass right on off of his backhand right onto Lexi's forehand. You know what kind of skill that requires to do that with speed.
Yeah, well, and those boys make it look easy too. That's not an easy play to make, I tell you.
Yeah, a lot of thousands of hours spent practicing. A little home run effort, hopped up towards center ice. Both teams with their first unit back out here. Here is Lamont taken down as he works it into the Orioles zone. Here is Ilstrup. Ilstrup and Borderwick 2-on-2 here. He's just going to hold the line. Nice high rising shot, and he might have had a momentary screen from his own defender there. So 1:10 remaining. Orioles still trying to put pressure on. Still aggressively forechecking. And
could be
oh, boy, Bauer really harassed O'Connell because O'Connell took the puck away. Bauer throws it to center ice. They're not going to call anything as Bauer taken down. A little tired as he works off the bench there. The Orioles get a possible change here. A few players. And here's a one-on-one opportunity. Oh, nicely done. And Brody stays at home and gets a stick on it. Ilstrup again. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Hopman. A lot of sevens out there when you got Hopman, Ilstrup, and Esperson.
Ooh, good find by Riley there.
So just 25 seconds, and Lexi going to go great guns as he tries to steal the puck here. But Irondale possibly one last break for them. Oh, and a nice high check and a beautiful open ice hit that time by Plender.
Here we go.
Rebello going to have it. Dvorak's got it. Now they're going to whistle a penalty with 7 seconds remaining. Luckily, we're going to have a face-off to the right of the goalie here. A little cross-check. I think that was Dvorak who was cross-checked by 22 there. And just as he was earlier in the game, I have to say, Mr. Fuhr not happy with that penalty. He was. I don't know if you remember, he got a gate earlier where he was mad, and yeah.
You know, you almost hate to get that whistle there because I think we got a 3-on-1 if they let that play unfold. But
right,
we got a much like they had a face-off with just a couple seconds left on the power play. Let's see if we can generate some quick offense here. It looks like he's trying to get a shot from Neudecker off the face-off circle.
Face-off, kind of a neutral tie. Nobody wins the draw. Chip towards center ice. Just 3 seconds remaining. And possibly a fitting outcome tonight as both teams battled hard. Both teams had opportunities and power play goals. The Orioles nicely done in the third stanza to get 2 late goals to send it in overtime here. And Bauer and Neudecker with a pair of those goals tonight, including a shorthander. Charlie, your thoughts? It was a real entertaining game. I sure enjoyed myself.
Yeah, as much as you don't like to give up a 2-goal lead, you love to see a 2-goal comeback. So it's nice to see that the boys didn't mail it in. If you look at the body language here, you know, it almost looks like Irondale lost the game. So I think they're a little deflated by the comeback. You know, we couldn't put one home and win it, but all things considered, I'll take a come from behind tie there, and hopefully they can take advantage of that and build some momentum into their next game next Tuesday. I think you said.
Yep, Tuesday the Orioles take the road show to Osseo, and the Charlie McChesney show is going to be playing where on Saturday? Where are the Oriole girls playing?
We're at the Bloomington Ice Gardens at 3 o'clock on Saturday.
3 o'clock, and of course it's on Saturday afternoon at the Ice Garden. Of course it's Joey Bianchi bobblehead day on Saturday, so if you don't get there early, you won't get a Joey Bianchi bobblehead. Just making it up as we go, folks. That's a little humor.
I know, absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. It's one of my favorite places to play. There's no better spot to watch a game than Bloomington Ice Gardens.
Well, I just really enjoyed myself tonight, and Charlie, I hope this is something we can do again. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and it's really great to have you as a new first-year head coach of the girls hockey team here. I wanted to remind everybody as we had a nice crack crew with Ben as well as Grant on camera and also Paul in the truck. If you do want to get a copy of this game or other games, go to ParkTV.org. $10 for a DVD if you buy 3 or more. Mention Tom Remfer's name and it's only $20 a DVD.
It's not what you know, it's who you know, right?
Exactly, and I know Charlie, and that's what I'm going to live for. But and also, too, if you ever have any questions on what's going on with the schedule, one thing I found recently, I didn't realize the conference had a website, too. So Metro West Conference has all the activities if you were wondering. Charlie, I hope I can count on you again. We got a final here from the Rec Center. On behalf of Charlie McChesney, this is John Fromm saying good night. Orioles 4, Knights 4.